Welcome to Family Gamer TV. We're here at Toy Fair 2014 and I've just called up with a couple of people from Rovio. Could you just introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Naz Cuevas. I'm head of Global Consumer Products Licensing.
So big job.
Tiny bit, yeah.
And yourself?
My name is Jami Laes. I'm the Executive Vice President for Rovio Games.
So between you, we've got the whole picture in terms of Angry Birds and telepods, the physical, the virtual. So it would be great if you could explain how Angry Birds came about and how it moved into the physical realm.
Well, the game was launched in 2009. It was the 52nd game for Rovio at the time, and it shot to #1 pretty quickly. Since then, Jami and the team, as well as the game studio, has launched numerous amounts of games. I'll let you talk a little bit more about that. But about 2.5 years ago, my division was launched, which is the consumer products piece. And since then, we've gone from 0 licensees to over 500 partners who are actually exhibiting at the Toy Fair, as well as centered around the city that we're visiting today. But we do have over 500 global partners, 15 agents, and a robust presence at retail.
And so does that include, because there's a cartoon show as well, isn't there? Is that outside of consumer products, or does that fall under your remit? That's
a different business unit within Rovio. Rovio really is setting up themselves as a mobile company who is slowly turning into an entertainment company. And what that means is that you've got consumer products, you've got games with Jami, you also have animation, you've got the Toons TV channel, which is a broad video distribution opportunity, you've got books and publishing, and you've got activity parks. So all of these other business units add to the fact that we're going from a mobile games company to an entertainment powerhouse.
Yep. So, Jami, could you talk maybe a little bit about what you think made the original Angry Birds catch on so quickly and so voraciously?
Well, I think with the original Angry Birds, the thing was that it really has the characters and the story and the epic battle between the birds and the pigs, always about the eggs. The pigs really trying to steal the eggs, and there's something so charming and so familiar and at the same time so fresh that it really caught on very quickly. And of course, it was a great game as well that the guys worked on for a very long time to really perfect it. To really get the lightning in a bottle in terms of what was the right feel for the game, the right feel for the characters, something that's super approachable, and at the same time it's challenging, and it does work for almost everyone. So
yeah, it seems to appeal for both parents and children, and on the channel we quite like that, getting kids and parents to play together, and Angry Birds seems to really deliver that.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's very easy to get into, but at the same time, it's very hard to master and beat all the levels and get all the pigs and get all the eggs and all the different kind of Easter eggs that we also bake into our games and hide there. But it's definitely that kind of an entertainment product that does work for all ages, for the whole family. And the same goes for our video and animation too, as well, right? That there's multiple different layers or levels of story in them, in the characters and the humor. So yeah. We're building family entertainment with Angry Birds, but of course, as gamers, we tend to build games sometimes that are maybe a bit hard for the youngest players to actually master and get through, but that's what they aspire to do, the younger gamers as well, really to be able to beat the levels and get forward in the game.
And so recently that's taken you into this physical-virtual crossover with the telepods, where you have a physical product that then in the virtual space grants you access to a particular character. So from I guess a family perspective, that's in the realm of things like Skylanders or Disney Infinity. Was that the sort of the target competitor that you were thinking of when you came up with that idea?
Well, not really in that sense. That it's a very different proposal actually, and value proposition. It's a lot more, accessible price point. It's a lot more collectible, and it's something you can take with you in your pocket, just like your mobile. Exactly. So it's a very different kind of proposition for the players and for the family, and a lot more casual and approachable for a larger audience than, for example, the great work that Activision has done with Skylanders and Disney with Infinity. I don't think we're really competing in that sense because we have the digital physical integration, for the mobile generation, rather than on consoles, what we've done with the telepods. And there's really two different ways to play. You can play also in the physical world. With Angry Birds Go telepods, you can drive around with the carts, and we have the trajectory gameplay in the kind of Jenga mode, where you can really kind of launch the birds into structures on the physical side of things, and then teleport them, the telepods, into the digital game and continue there. So it does offer various different ways to play, which you cannot always do with a larger figurine, for example, that goes on a podium or a base where you read it in. So it's more versatile and more casual.
On the digital side, they do the digital asset really well. And what better opportunity than for us to collaborate internally and create a product that would be able to extend the brand to both sides. So it wasn't with the other two competitors out there in mind that we created this. It was really looking at our own strengths and capabilities and saying, what else can we do and how can we bridge it?
And then I think the challenge there potentially is about pricing. So as a parent, that's been a bit sort of, I guess, the greyest area for me. I was never sure if I was buying, say, a Angry Birds Go kart virtually, whether I should buy it virtually or whether I should actually go to a store and buy the toy. And I found it difficult to know, a comparative price. How would a parent do that? And how do you meet that challenge?
For us, one doesn't preclude the other. Because the physical aspect, you can actually play with the toy independent from the game. It is still collectible. It is still a figurine. You still get to play within your tabletop opportunity. What this does now, it gives you extra value to the parent, which is to extend that gameplay into the digital world.
Yeah.
Now, how does that affect the digital world as well as in-app purchases? That's for Jami to
Well, it's definitely a new model, so it's new for us, it's new for the families, it's new for parents and kids. But I do think that we've taken, the right first steps to actually kind of introduce the physical version of the characters that you can buy for your kids, and then that they can use them on the digital side of things, and you don't have to, for example, pay for anything when you use that character and teleport that into the game. But at the same time, if there's older players and people who want to get faster and progress further, they're able to do in-application purchases and kind of get forward in the game. So it's really early days, and I think we just kind of scratched the surface on how do we do it right and how do we do it even better so that it's more rewarding and more magical for the fans and more clear as well in terms of the value proposition and why would you do some things on the physical side and get those products, and why would you do some things on the virtual side. One of the things that we're looking into now with the digital physical integration is how do we build kind of longevity and evolution onto the digital side of things, that when you scan your teleport in for the 100th time, depending on how far you got into the game, how is that going to transform the scanning process, and how is that going to reward you and delight you in a surprising way going forward based on how much you've done things on the digital side.
And then moving forward, so Angry Birds Go was the latest game that's sort of at market, but we heard recently about Angry Birds Stella. Is that the right way to refer to it? Yes. And you got your Stella hoodie on.
Yeah, this is actually the official unveiling of Stella. Angry Birds Stella is a brand new franchise for Rovio. It's going to be launched Q3 of this year, and it's Stella the pink bird, which the audiences already know from Classic. But it's now introducing Stella and a new flock of birds in a new magical island where she goes on to a new adventure and really is honing in on new values and other fun elements that we haven't really been able to tackle before.
So is there more you can say about that cast of characters, that flock of birds?
Right.
We've seen some of the figures, some of the toys, but they've not got names yet and everyone's itching. What are they going to be called?
Yeah, I'm not going to reveal the names, but it's a beautiful and interesting flock with different strong personalities and what that brings on the story side and gameplay side into the world that we're creating with the new flock of characters. But from a gameplay point of view, what I can say is that we are kind of creating something new, something old and something blue at the same time. So retaining some of the core elements, what fans are looking forward to, and introducing completely new things and something completely new, out of the blue things that you never seen before in Rovio Games ever into this franchise going forward. But overall, how we're approaching with the IP anyway is that, of course, it's the same kind of brand values what we have with Angry Birds. It's in the same kind of universe, loosely based anyway. But for the first game, for example, it's going to be super approachable, it's going to be more social, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to have a lot more variety than what you've seen before.
And will it launch across all our tablet, smartphone devices, or will it start on Apple and then move on?
No, it's going to be a multi-platform launch. Yeah, definitely.
And on the consumer products side, it's a global launch. We have Hasbro as our master toy partner with a full line of telepods launching August of this year, as well as your traditional categories for consumer products, your apparel, accessories, HBA, footwear, stationery, etc., all coming out in Q3 of this year.
Have you got any new consumer products that the Stella brand makes it more appropriate for you to have?
Absolutely. We have new categories that we're now going into, such as arts and crafts and do-it-yourself, HBA, health and beauty aids, and personal care. It was something that we've done a little bit with Angry Birds Classic, but now with Stella, we can actually go deeper and build a bigger collection.
And so it sounds like Stella takes you to a new audience, maybe, and that maybe Angry Birds has a slightly male boy sort of feel to it. Is that the thinking, that Stella is more something that will appeal to a younger female audience?
I would say on the consumer product side, our demographic is different than the gaming side, because on the gaming side, they remain 4Q. On the consumer product side, it really is for the strong female heroic character, the tweens, the teens, the young adults, the young moms. And so it is broadening the audience, but we like to think as actually rewarding our audience, because over 50% of our gamers are already females.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Yes, and that's a high percentage in the gaming market, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And those females are already consuming our product. They're already participating in consumer products. Now we get to reward them with the brand that actually speaks to them.
Yeah, basically with Angry Birds Stella, it's a brand new franchise for us. So we're working on multiple products, multiple games that we will be bringing into the franchise over the years. And at the same time, we're working on animation, a lot of stuff on the physical side of things, on completely new type of products. So it's something that is here to stay.
When you say it's a franchise, is that different to say Angry Birds Go? Would you talk about Angry Birds Go in the same way, or so is Stella a bigger proposition?
Well, they're pretty much the same in that sense, that Angry Birds Go is here to stay as well, and we do treat it as a franchise. But I would say that it's bigger in some ways than Angry Birds Go, and it's bigger than Space, how we kind of think about it. It's a lot more epic kind of thing for us, how we launch things on the physical side of things, digital things. We haven't done an animation series for Angry Birds Go, for example, or Space, but for Stella, we're doing that. So we're really kind of capturing entertainment on video, entertainment on games, physical entertainment, etc. through products. So it is a bigger deal for us.
Yes, we should mention that part of the Stella announcement was that there's a movie, is that right?
That's right. We have a movie coming out, Angry Birds the Movie, 4th of July weekend 2016. Rovio is producing the movie and Sony is distributing it. This is all part of the plan when we started as a mobile games company and really moving into the entertainment realm with animation, with tunes, with consumer products and books, as I was saying earlier, solidifying that position as we really move into finalizing with the movie in 2016 and beyond.
Great, well thanks for your time. Can't wait to get our hands on and to see more of Stella and Angry Birds Go, because there's a wave 2 of carts, isn't there, coming out. So thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andy. We appreciate it.